June is finally over. Today we will be discussing sneakers to resell in the month of July. If you're not into reselling, that's okay as well. You could use this guide to know what are going to be the most hype sneakers, the most limited sneakers, or even what popular general releases may potentially go on sale because, hey, we're all trying to save a little bit of money. Specifically, we'll be discussing the name of the sneaker, the retail, the release date, and whether the sneaker will be profitable or not, or if they may even potentially sit on shelves, resulting in a sale price. Feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications to stay 100% updated on all these profitable releases because July is actually insane. Not only are there amazing releases that were set for July, but many of June's delays as well, all combined into one. Also, feel free to follow my Twitter for more urgent updates such as shock drops or anything of that nature, KeithAdam10. Kicking it off, let's begin with July 1st. One of the most hyped sneakers of July to start the month off right. We have the St. John's, also known as the University Red Dunk Low, dropping in the United States. Retail is only $100 and they will be extremely profitable in all sizes with a terrific margin as well, just like what you saw on the Champs Dunks or the Brazil Dunks that dropped recently. Next up, also on July 1st, the Drew League Air Force One may potentially release at a few retailers. Ever since their initial delay, there has been pretty good demand for these, and retail should only be around $110 to $140 when confirmed, leaving solid room for lunch money or potentially even more than that. Currently, they're still on the finish line in JD Sports calendar, but they may potentially be moved back. Hopefully, some more retailers do post some information regarding these soon. Moving to July 2nd, though, for $250, we have another solid release. The Alpha Fly Next Percent in black will be having their full release now. Although retail is high for these at $250, demand has been very high as well for a very long time, and stock is never really extremely high on these Next Percents in general, especially now that this is going to be an Alpha Fly. So for that reason, I would still expect some decent profit on these with a decent margin as well. Nothing too crazy, but still absolutely worth going for, especially on sites with free returns like Nike.com. These come in men and women's sizes, and just like those black pairs, there's also going to be a men and women's coming in a watermelon colorway for the Alpha Fly Next Percent. But on the other hand, for these, I don't expect these to perform nearly as well, but being an Alpha Fly, they still may potentially have some room for lunch money. Nothing significant though, and likely going to be a poor margin. Also on July 2nd, the Jordan 14 Torah will be releasing. Very similar to recent general release retros, there is solid potential for lunch money with a poor margin on these, primarily if you have no tax in your location, very similar to what we saw on the Jordan 6 Hair. Then on to July 3rd, we have 5 of the delayed space hippies dropping in the United States, all of which will still be profitable aside from the 04. The Volt 04 specifically will be tough to profit on, and the gray 04 might be still some lunch money in large sizes, but nothing too great. The main focus is on the other few pairs that are dropping, which are going to be pretty good profit and a pretty decent margin as well. The retails are for the 01, $130, the 02, $150, the 03 is $180, and the 04 for both colorways will be $130. Now, prior to moving on to the rest of July, for everyone who has been patiently waiting, thank you guys, and I'm happy to announce to you guys finally, Endurance will be having a limited restock for US and Europe July 1st, Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. local in Europe. Tweeted from KeithAdam10. Endurance really showed its strength during June in regards to unique ways to make money. Obviously, many releases were delayed, but this did not matter at all to members. They were still able to make tons of profit, whether it was off of the releases that were already occurring or from profitable brick, random non-sneaker items, and much more than that. What makes Endurance so different though? Well, to start, Endurance offers several softwares completely free for all members to help them exploit drops. All members have access to a custom queue bot to help you efficiently pass waiting rooms on sites like Adidas, Finish Line Mesh, Kicks USA, and even has a cookie feature for efficiently passing queue on Yeezy supply as well. There's also a Supreme add to cart bot to make manual checkouts extremely easy without ticket or Pookie affecting you since it's all front end based. Even a Dick's Sporting Goods bypass system, but that's not the end of it, believe me. We are innovating new things and new softwares every single day for you guys to create new ways to cook different releases. Then, of course, we have amazing relationships with a number of elite commercial bots, and my personal favorite, Nike sneakers early info for shock drops, scratches, AR hunts, sneaker stashes on all hype sneaker releases. I used to stress out so much over these releases, but now I could kick back and relax knowing that everything is covered. When it comes to monitors, we cover everything you could possibly think of, even for non-sneaker items. We have a massive developer team to create any monitors on demand. If you guys have any suggestions for new monitors, of course, we can make those as well. So again, the limited restock will be Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. local in Europe, July 1st, tweeted from Keith Adam 10. But anyway, you guys are here for a video, so let's continue with that. July 4th, we may potentially be seeing the release of the Jordan 13 Lucky Green for $190. Now, they're not on the calendar for many retailers that were supposed to drop, so they may potentially be delayed. But for when they do hypothetically drop, they do have solid potential for lunch money, very similar to what we saw with the Flint 13s. I'll keep you guys updated on these though. Remember to subscribe and enable post notifications, and follow my Twitter for any urgent updates regarding anything of this nature. Also, on July 4th for $200, we will be seeing the Quai 54 Jordan 6. This is a very unique colorway, and Quai 54s in general tend to carry decent demand, but I'm not expecting anything too great for these, but there is some potential for lunch money and a poor margin nonetheless. Then moving on to July 7th for $190, we will be seeing the alternate grape Jordan 5 release after a delay. Similar to prior Jordan general release retros that we've been discussing, there is easy money to be made on these, easy lunch money, just don't expect a great margin, especially if you have no tax. You definitely don't want to be sleeping on these types of Jordan retros with very high demand. July 8th is the official release date for the Jordan 1 High and Low and the clothing for the Diors. The raffle already took place, but if you did watch my recent video, you'll see that there is a possibility of a second chance for non-picked up pairs from the raffles. Either that or they may just backdoor them. The retail is $2,000, but don't hesitate. If you do win that raffle, obviously you don't want to hesitate. Take out a loan if you really do need to, because the profit on these, believe me, it will cover the interest, and you will be able to sell them as soon as you need to. Then on July 10th for $185, we will be seeing the women's Jordan 11 Concord. I'm not expecting much at all for these. They've already dipped to around retail post Europe drops, and even some of those Europe retailers they have been sitting at for a decent amount of time. Granted, the retail is higher in Europe, so if you do want a personal pair, don't sleep on these. I do expect these to sell out, but don't purchase with resale intention. Then on July 10th as well, pretty much the same exact situation that we just discussed goes for the Air Zoom type Menta and also the Summit White, which will retail for $150. So again, don't sleep if you do want a personal pair for either of these two. Then on July 11th, we have a massive day. To start, we have the Jordan 1 Smoke Gray. I'm expecting all sizes on these to be profitable. A pretty decent margin on all sizes under 10, but still some lunch money to be made on all sizes that are larger than that, mostly sizes 10 to 12. Retail is $170 on these. Also, July 11th for $220, we will be getting the Yeezy 700 mnvn dropping in bone. These will be very profitable with a great margin as well. And finally, for the 11th, the Adidas Superstar Jonah Hill will release for somewhere around $85, potentially more than that though. Already decent demand for these, so there should be some easy lunch money to be made. We'll see as we approach that drop though. Then on July 16th, or potentially even earlier at some retailers on the 9th, there will be the Jordan 11 IE Black Cement dropping for $170. Although IEs don't typically do well, there is good potential for lunch money on this colorway specifically, and that's because obviously it's a black cement colorway. Man is already looking pretty decent enough for lunch money, and we'll see more as we approach the release date for these. Then on July 18th for $190, we will be getting the University Gold Jordan 12. Just like other general release retros we were talking about, these have the same potential for easy lunch money. Then also on July 18th, we will be getting the long-awaited delayed Zyon Yeezy 350. Demand is very high on these. All sizes should be pretty profitable, but of course, sizes under 8 will be best as usual. Then on July 25th for $230, we will be getting the Blue Oat Yeezy 3 380. These will likely perform very similar to what we unfortunately saw with the Yeezy Mist 380s, but there is also a reflective pair which may potentially be dropping 2 days earlier on the 23rd. Now, this isn't confirmed, but they eventually should be dropping. And for when they eventually do end up dropping, they should still be profitable, even though the Blue O isn't really that demanded of a colorway. Since they are reflective, should be able to make a little bit of profit, even if it's only lunch money, so I would suggest going for those reflective pairs still. In regards to the non-reflective pairs, personal only. Also, July 25th, for $170, the Jordan 1 Japan will be dropping. Some US retailers are already set to receive them, so most likely there will be a worldwide release, not Japan exclusive, which many were assuming. There should be solid profit to be made on these, primarily undersizes 10, and even some lunch money on the larger sizes like 10 to 12, just like we were discussing with the smoke gray Jordan 1 earlier. And last but certainly not least, for the 25th, we should be getting the off-white Jordan 4 sale. All sizes when it comes to these will be extremely profitable with a great margin. Of course, retail should be $200. And finally, to conclude it, for some releases with no release dates that are confirmed right now, but still are set to be dropping sometime in July. All three of these that I'm about to mention should be profitable with pretty good margins as well. To start, the Dunk Low Simba, that should have an incredible margin with only a retail of around $100. Then the SB Dunk Strawberry Cough, which should also have a very, very good margin with a retail likely around $120. Then the Off-White Rubber Dunk in Gold, potentially the other two colorways as well, although it should be definitely the gold releasing this month unless they are delayed. Although the margin won't be as good as the last two pairs we were just discussing, I'm still expecting some pretty decent profit when it comes to these, so don't sleep on them. All great drops to look forward to, and I'll keep you guys updated for the exact dates when it comes to these, so again, subscribe and enable post notifications. But anyway, that will conclude it. Remember, the limited endurance restock will be July 1st, Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. local in Europe, tweeted from Keith Adam 10. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy or you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, again, subscribe and enable post notifications if you happen to be new here, just to stay 100% updated on all these upcoming releases. Remember, I do post how to cop guides so you guys know where you're going to be able to purchase a lot of these very limited sneakers. But other than that, enjoy your day, guys. I'll see you guys later. Good luck on all these releases.